Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. It's been a minute since we made a video, but I'm going to cover an article that came out the 1st of November about XRP and another one regarding Polkadot. So stay tuned for this. Now, this is coming from Coinbase. And before I actually read this and go over it and go over the analysis of XRP and what we can actually expect from them and Polkadot, do subscribe, support the channel, and stay tuned for other news in crypto. Alright, so they're telling that Coinbase is coming out to actually support Ripple. Will it relist XRP? That's a big possibility, considering Coinbase also has its own little trouble that's going on. But it's said that Ripple is actually in support of Coinbase for this. Now, Crypto Exchange has filed a request to the courtroom to submit an Amicus Brief in support of Ripple's pair notice defense. Now, there's about 11 total as we're speaking as of today. But Coinbase was one of the first platforms that actually delisted and halt trading in XRP after the SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple. Now, according to their filings, it does hold a perspective on the issues between SEC and Ripple, and the exchange has actually petitioned the commission to provide guidance to the market by making clear rules. Pretty good idea, I think, at this point. Now, Coinbase believes that there is a major gap in the regulatory framework. I think along with Coinbase and anybody else would say the same, right? Now, Coinbase is stating that it is a violation of law that the SEC didn't provide fair notice to Ripple that its conduct is illegal, right? And they're also saying XRP is similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? So this allegation caused caused huge harm to the market participants, and the U.S. platforms went on to delist the XRP after the lawsuit was filed. Now, it did result in a $15 billion decline in XRP's market capitalization and led to losses in its customers. Well, Coinbase highlighted that XRP was similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum, while XRP was the third largest crypto behind Bitcoin and Ethereum market cap. Now, a support notes that the filing mentions that the suing sellers of XRP tokens after making public statements signaling that lost transactions were lawful. Now, the U.S. watchdog has lost insight of this bedrock principle, it added. Now, this is what was given from CoinGap. But let's take a look at the market now. Right, so now with all of the news that is kind of going around XRP, but let's review that. So right now, as of today, XRP is trading at 48 cents and some change, right? A pretty big jump. We have a fantastic momentum candle moving in. If you're following along with me, we're on the daily chart as well. If we're just looking at the candle, it's fantastic. We actually broke past, and I think there was one point I was talking about XRP, I can't recall when, but well, either way, the previous resistance level was at 47, and it did actually break past that, and pretty solidly, right? So there's about 12 hours left of the day if we're looking at this, but overall it is pushed very strong. Now it is reaching some selling resistance coming in, and we can kind of note that from the next level of resistance that was actually formed, right? So this is the 48 mark, and a pretty strong one actually giving that. Now, if we're kind of discussing what the next one's going to be, to actually reach around 52 or so, 53 is going to be the next big resistance that's going to come in, and that's due to the market structure. Now, I don't count a lot of these unless there's just it's showing really significant candles blocking that, but here we can see that these are pretty big moves inside of the market structure that's really kind of formulating. Now, the next one after 52, 53, what we were talking about, if it continues to push through and remove past this and it closes up pretty high, it's really going to drive a lot of power coming in, and then only knows where it can actually be. We're talking about the next huge structure being that we're going to see some kind of form of resistance coming in past that 55 cent mark is going to be well up around the 60 or so, but it's already gaining momentum coming in. Do I think, is it going to actually come back and retest support? I don't believe it's going to hit support just yet. Of course, it's too close to call. If I drop down, for example, to the lower time frame, we're going to see something a little bit more that you need to pay attention to, not just the day frame, but we're going to see really what's going on. Jumping down to the lower time frame, we can see that I'm not quite sure if you're following along with some. Looking here at the lower time frame, you see the three form of the candles, right? If you're not sure of what these candles are, this is forming the three soldiers tier, right? So you have the one, actually the breaking point right here on Friday, right? Which is today, but a few hours ago, it started to move up, and then another, and then of course this one. And it's moving up, showing the 3/4. And now this one is actually breaking over the support level that we had previously, right? Do you remember me showing that? Now this is a big move, so if it will close over that, it's going to kind of, well, it's exactly going to tell you that this is going to confirm that it's starting to move in an uptrend, which is a good thing. And even look at the MFI. Now it's where, let's get it more exact number, 71 right now, which is really, really good, giving that. So it's a good moment. If you enter here, if you pay attention, and this is why this is urgent, if you go ahead and enter the market here, if you wait right here, and once that 4-hour candle confirms, I think it's pretty safe to say that it's going to continue that uptrend, and you're going to make some money on that. Coming back to the daily chart. Coming back to that daily chart, just to kind of give you another idea, since we looked at the 4-hour, this is going to be a big moment as well. All right, so giving here, for example, if we can close on this next candle for the next day or so, right? Let's say if today we close on this candle here, just by chance from the last high, the last big major high that we had, this would be, for example, a good moment to enter as we're in that line of confluence, and that's where we want to see, and then that would be a good market point. So if we're trading at around 48 today, for example, and we actually move in up until the next resistance level around 53, 54, I think it's not going to have much problems, especially as not just the market's showing you, but as far as the news, buying into the news, this will continue to push up. And people are seeing that it is fighting this selling pressure here. It is moving up, it's gaining momentum, and people are going to enter this market just right, which will drive the price even further up if you keep your eye on it. So as far as Polkadot, right? Now the close, again, the same day. This closes week since July, and they're telling, will it keep up the momentum for this? Now, that all-time high was around $55.09 on November of last year, and of course it fell by 88%. Now, of course, when they were looking at the RSI, bullish divergence, and it's yet to break out from the original bearish divergence line, right? But Polkadot price breaks out in the line area, gets rejected, will likely determine the direction of a future trend. Now, at the current time of this writing, which was a few days ago, Prime does not offer an accurate dot price prediction, which is hard, and you can see that they provided this graph for you as well at this time of writing, which is here, which is kind of hard to predict at this moment. Of course it is. It's almost impossible. That's why you have to follow it in, even more so. But dot price broken out from the descending resistance line. After the breakout, it reached the higher price value of around $6.84, decreasing slightly over the last 24 hours. Now, when we look at it, if you're still kind of checking out, did you miss this moment or not? That's the big question, right? So let's take a look at the chart. The time of writing, which was around the 1st, it was given about right here with that candle close. Now, it does have an engulfing candle, right, which is starting to form. Now, what we're looking, if this closes in high, is a pretty big thing. Now, this, okay, let's take a step back. If you're watching this video, it didn't make sense a couple of days ago without some kind of confirmation, right? Now, here's the thing. Why this candle is important. We're reaching to the resistance level that we have left. Now, this one is not so unimportant as many may think. This is a major point as well, given that we touched here, but it's also the the support level back here in August, which we had fought for as well. Now we're coming in and getting, and you can see the pressure already reaching, right? So if you're looking, this is the area of between 650, 670, let's call it that. So it is already getting, but again, with a few hours left, like 12 hours left of the day, the market is kind of closing in, but so far it is still bullish. It's still in a bullish movement. Now this is the daily. They were talking about the weekly, right? I'm not going off the weekly because I want to see what it's doing for the day, right? But this is where we're seeing. Now, again, if this closes above, especially giving the next day daily candle that comes in, if this actually closes up above 681, right, which is trading now at 669. If we're able today to start and be in a bullish movement, which is going to be a lot of fighting going on in this next candle, the next daily candle, but if it closes off, or we got a good moment, the next one after that is around 790. So if you're thinking about entering the market right now, it's not a bad idea. If you're thinking about that, for me, that I'm going to enter it. I'm going to purchase now more DOT and kind of move in. But I want to go and look at the 4-hour candle as well to see what we're doing for the last what the day's doing. What's the trend for the day? So now we're at our 4-hour mark coming in. So here's the thing. You can see it's getting weaker and weaker and weaker as we're getting closer and closer, which that's not something that is so alien like, right? So every time we get closer and closer to a resistance line, you can see the buying power starting really to dwindle down a little bit, but we're still in a bullish trend either way. There is literally 2 minutes left of the 4-hour mark, and we're still coming in. Now, it's showing that some selling is going on, so buying whatever. It's down a little bit, but given that we have another 8 hours, we can still push in closer. It's expected. It is the resistance line. You're going to see that. But by chance, you wake up and you are looking at the market right now, and and trust me, not just you, but millions of other people, they see this and they want to jump in, right? And it's doing great. Honestly, it's doing really great. Even on the 4-hour, we're talking about almost all day. It's been an upward trend. So typically they're right, or this questions are right. Will it continue? I believe so. It does look like it's going to continue moving up. Now, is it going to go straight to the moon? I hope, but the likelihood of that probably not. We have a long way to go up, at least recover back the 88% that we lost. So this is a thing to kind of like really look at as well, is where the next levels are to kind of expect when if you're swing trading, or if you're going in long, or you're just holding. That's great, especially if when it dropped down way to around $5 before too, and you entered, and it goes up, and if it can touch around $8-10 again, right? Or yeah, let's say 8. Yeah. The next big thing that when you're looking at like 7 and 8 moving in. So once we get this going, we're going to be able to see a little bit more as well coming up. Now we're getting closer and closer to the 200 EMA, which is a good thing, but a lot of the news is pushing it. So this is where we need to see it break past this point. Then we can really start talking about really big future movements. Now there's a lot happening. Interest rates actually jumped up by 0.75. So that was a big thing that's also driving crypto even stronger. And that's what we need to see more and more of.